Hey everybody, I'm Dave, aka Rusty Lore. I'm getting ready to start both a one-shot and a campaign for Starfinder. For most, this is a new system, and I, for one, was pretty intimidated to even start. So, I will be releasing a series of videos that will walk step by step through the process of creating your very first Starfinder character. I'll walk through the different races, themes, classes, as well as how to set up the entire character sheet. Ready? Let's go! Starfinder takes place in the Packed Worlds. In Starfinder, you and your friends play the crew of a starship exploring the mysteries of this weird universe. The history around the Packed Worlds goes back for millennia, but about 300 years ago, an unexplained phenomenon known as the Gap happens. The planet Galarian disappears, and all records and knowledge predating that gap vanish or become indecipherable. The years directly after the gap were chaos and riots, but today, 300 years later, society has started to resemble normalcy. What sort of fantasy hero do you want to play? Each character is initially made up from three areas: their race, their theme, and their class. Within this framework, however, there are no limits to the characters you can play and the stories you can tell. Will you join the Starfinder Society in unearthing alien technology, or seek fame and fortune as a corporate mercenary? Perhaps you're a Xeno-Warden fighting to protect the ecology of new planets, a mind-reading mystic detective, or an android assassin with a magic sword trying to atone for her dark past. You could even be a Vesk envoy with a Xenoseeker theme, leading those around you to victory, a sheer mechanic mercenary sending your prized droid in to do all the dirty work, or maybe you'd rather control the cosmos, bending the stars to your will as a Yuseki mystic. Whatever your mission, you and your team will need all your magic, weapons, and wits to make it through. But most of all, you'll need each other. Once you have your concept, step 2 is all about choosing your race. In this video, we're going to outline the core 7 races of Starfinder, those that are most common in the Pack worlds and intended for player characters. That said, one of my favorite things about Starfinder is that there are literally dozens of races, and the designers keep releasing more all the time. First up are the androids. They're complex technological creations crafted to resemble humans. Androids were originally a servitor race, but they have since broken free to form their own society. Unlike ordinary robots or ships' AIs, androids do not simply respond according to their programming. Rather, they have independent consciousnesses and are animated by souls, a distinction crucial to their generally accepted status as people rather than property. Of course, you can't have a universe without humans in it, so humans are ambitious, creative, and endlessly curious. They've shown more drive to explore their system and the universe beyond than any other neighbor races. For better or for worse, they've helped usher in a new era of system-wide communication and organization and are mired for their passion and tenacity. But their tendency to shoot first and think about the consequences later can make them a liability for those races otherwise inclined to work with them. Next we have the Kasathas, originally from a planet orbiting a dying star far beyond the Packed Worlds. The four-armed Kasathas maintain a reputation as a noble and mysterious people. They are famous for their warriors and ancient wisdom and strange traditions. The Lashuntas are idolized by many other humanoid races. Gifted with innate psychic abilities, Lashuntas are once consummate scholars and enlightened warriors, naturally divided into two specialized subraces with different abilities and roles. Then we have the Shirans, once part of a ravenous hive of locust-like predators. The insectile Shirans only recently broke away from their hive mind to become a race of telepaths physically addicted to their own individualism, yet dedicated to the idea of community and harmony with other races. Next we have the Vesks, heavily muscled and covered with thick scales and short, sharp horns. The reptilian Vesk are exactly as predatory and warlike as they appear. Originally hailing from a star system near the Packed Worlds, they sought to conquer and subdue their stellar neighbors, as they had all other intelligent races in their own system, until an overwhelming threat forced them into a grudging alliance with the Packed Worlds. And finally, we have our Yosoki. Small and furtive, the Yosoki are often overlooked by larger races, yet through wit and technological prowess, they've spread throughout the solar system, giving truth to the old adage that every starship needs a few rats. So let's shift over to our character sheet. I am going to create Bobby Starsmith. He is going to be a Yosoki, and we're going to walk through this step by step. So for things first, right at the top here, we're going to put in our race of a Yosoki. In the core rulebook, when we look at the Yosoki, we will see their strong stats, and then their weaker stats, and then each race has their own HP. Don't get scared by just 2 HP. Each race and each character has their HP combined with their class and their race. So we'll talk more about that in a moment. So what I'm going to do is annotate just here in the upgraded score slots. I'm just putting it here as a placeholder for now, but we're going to annotate a +2 for Dex, a +2 for Intelligence, and then a -2 for Strength. And then hit points, we're just going to put a 2 there. Again, that's not where they're going to end up. We're just putting those there as placeholders. Looking at the core rulebook again, Yosoki's size and type are small. Right here at the top of our character sheet, we're going to annotate. They are small. And then they have cheek pouches, dark vision, and moxie. These are all different types of abilities. For right now, we're just going to annotate those in our character sheet. So on page 2 of our character sheet, we have cheek pouches, we have dark vision, and we have moxie. So when we look at dark vision, we can see that the Yosoki can see up to 60 feet in the dark. We'll make a note of that. And then with moxie, when attempting an acrobatics check to go through the space of an opponent that's larger, they get a +5 racial bonus to acrobatics checks. So we're going to make a note of that. So added in that dark vision, 60 feet, and +5 acrobatics for moving through medium spaces or larger. Perfect. The last piece for our Yosoki is that he's a Scrounger, which gives him a +2 racial bonus to engineering, stealth, and survival checks. So back on our character sheet here, page 1, the skills are on the left side here. We have a +2 to engineering, stealth, and survival. Okay, that's it for this video. Huge thank you to Paizo for creating Starfinder. Such a fantastic game. I'll put a link to the core rulebook below. And then also want to thank Sirenscape for their amazing sound effects and music. And then one last shout out, if you ever want to listen to a real play podcast of Starfinder, I highly recommend checking out Aliens and Androids from the Glass Cannon Network. They are the reason that I even know about Starfinder, and I love listening to them. I am fully up to date every week, so make sure you check all of those out. Thanks everybody.